Hello and welcome back on iKeysRacing, ladies and gentlemen. Buongiorno from Monza, good morning, guten Morgen, konbanwa, and arigato, bonjour, and buenos dias. Monza, 1970, appointment number 4 for the Around the World in 24 hours. More than happy to be here to show you my home circuit, my home ground, since I've moved myself here in 2014. Back in the 70s, where it was very tragic and very dangerous to run on a sports car, on a Formula 1 car or whatever. Today will be very tricky to win here, because in this fourth appointment we will more or less reproduce the 1000 kilometers Trofeo Caracciolo of Monza. Trofeo Caracciolo that was named after the important and very great politician that during the Second World War was absolutely a hero, helping the resistance to get rid of Nazis. And so at a certain point, luckily, the Autodromo Nazionale Monza dedicated the most important race of the year, the 1000 kilometers, to this important Italian politic figure. But we will not talk about politics today. But before going to race, I wanted just to say thank you very much for watching the videos, pushing the like buttons, subscribing to the channel. You make me absolutely proud of running a YouTube channel. And while there is also someone who is pushing not a button but another car, but sometimes trains are very nice, or maybe they are in love, we don't know. Anyway, I see a pale blue Ford GT40 car having an affair with, in a silly way, with a Porsche RSR 3000, 3 liters, sorry. Who knows if they will stay together for all the race or not, but sometimes video games make silly things. But the same is happening for the De Tomaso Pantera together with another tiny car in front almost. So maybe the spring here in Monza is bringing a lot of love. That being said, we are in the 1970 version of Monza, so we will have also track discovery together. The track was very fast and very simple back in the 70s. Nonetheless, was absolutely a lovely venue for motorsports. And so if you don't mind, we go to discover the cars selection for this appointment. It is the number 4 out of 15, so we are approaching almost 1/3 of this long season. And from the 2 corners of Lesmo, let's go back a second within the game to discover the selection for today. So let's start with the reading what are the cars for today very quickly, just to say that compared to the Sebring 12 hours reduced to 2 hours race, here we will have 30 slots available for the Monza layout track of the 1970. And so I had to cut a bit here and there what was the selection of cars coming from Sebring. And coming from Sebring, I've kept just, I would say, more European cars, plus some American ones here and there. But we will discover them in a couple of seconds. This time I start with the Group 2, so starting with Alfa Romeo. The model is the Giulia 2000 GT AM. Sorry for not remembering the name drivers that did drive this car. My memory is very faulty recently, sorry. So if I don't see it written to me is difficult. But anyway, we will have the presence of 2 Alfa Romeo models close to the headquarters of Arese. And if you look at Milan as a city seen as a piece of paper, northeast of Milan there is Monza and so the Autodromo Nazionale, northwest of Milan there is Arese, where the headquarters of Alfa Romeo was and is. We go in Germany, BMW 3 liters. The model is the 12 valves per cylinder mounted on 6 cylinders straight. We will have a Kester and Mr. Hesemann. The 24 valves is the famous and multi-winner type of BMW livery, still from the original BMW Motorsport at the wheel. Two of my personal heroes, Jackie X and Derek Bell. Ford from US, but from Germany, if we take the European headquarters of this brand, will bring 2 models of Capri, or Ford Capri, but Capri in Italian is Capri, the RS 2600 and the 3100 from the Ford Köln headquarters. The number 22 is this one. Again, I do not remember names of the drivers driving this beauty, and we will drive this car before the end of the season. The other model instead is maybe more famous in my mind for the presence of Jochen Mass and Rolf Stommelen at the wheel. Beautiful indeed. Group 2 that will finish with a Porsche of the Scuderia Lufthansa model 914-6. Indeed a beautiful tiny vehicle, very often present on racetracks back then between the 60s and the 70s, because it was, as always with Porsche, a possible choice to not invest too many money. And that's it for the Group 2. I start with the Group 4 from the Argentinian Alejandro De Tomaso company, the De Tomaso cars, year 73 with Achille Motors, because Achille Motors was and is a famous family in the north part of Italy. I know it, I would say, decently well because I was born in Pavia, it is the same town of the activities of the Achille Motors, 40 kilometers south from Milan. And Achille Motors was not only a famous retailer for normal and super sportive cars, but was also a full equip racing in Italy and not only. And especially is very plausible, if I can say so, that in Monza, Achille Motors, a few kilometers far with its headquarters, would have been a common presence on the Italian racetrack. Here with the De Tomaso Pantera Modena edition. I just take the opportunity to talk about the Modena version because in 1973 the factory built their own race engines for better longevity and performance called the Modena, featuring quadruple Weber carburetors and a dry sump. I take the opportunity, if you download freely Power and Glory, you will have for any car involved into the Power and Glory world absolutely an undecent amount of informations, well crafted, well prepared for this game, absolutely. Almost an historic full tool to talk about cars. From Argentina, from Italy, with the Achille Motors, I forgot to say that Achille family was also the owner of the Pavia Soccer Club, that in the 40s was in the B series of the Italian soccer league, and with the Achille investments stayed, let's say, on a national scenario ground for many years. Nowadays is more or less lost in some amateur category, unfortunately. But I remember this car and this appointment and this particular scenario because I was born in the same city of the Achille Motors and Achille family activities. We go in Germany with 3 models of Porsche. I start from the less powerful one to then complete the group 4 cars started with the De Tomaso. So the first 911 is the ST 2.5 liters with the Porsche Kremer Racing Team, a solution that did give to many amateur drivers and not only the possibility to race back between the 60s and the 70s. the 2.8 liters, this time from the Martini Porsche Racing. Martini is an Italian company very present worldwide with Porsche, and not only around the world for World Sports Car, Formula 1 with Brabham and so on in the 70s, being an Italian group very oriented about sponsorship of motorsport, and was very plausible, if I can say so, to be present with a Porsche with Martini racing colors. But the most powerful GT today from Porsche will be the RSR 3.0 ER75, so a bit in the future compared to the prototypes we are going to see, still from the German Porsche Kremer Racing, sponsored Jägermeister, another brand very famous in Italy and possibly very present also every Sunday race here in Monza. We close the Group 4 with two American Ford GT40 of the John Wyer Automotive Engineering. You may remember the number 6 driven by Jackie Hicks and Jackie Oliver. The number 7 is the one we have driven at Daytona at the beginning of the season number 2. That's it for the Group 4. So we are now looking at prototypes. I start from the less powerful, I would say, the 2 liters Chevron B16. We have the Chevron Racing Team and the Red Rose one. The Chevron is a 2 liters 4 cylinders straight BMW powered. Here you can maybe see a Ford graphic, but the car was powered by BMW German engine. The other model of the Red Rose had instead a Cosworth powered power plant, but again a 4 cylinders. Naturally aspirated, turbo was not yet arrived in motorsport, not massively like at the end of the 70s, and the comparison is 229 horsepower versus the 270 of the BMW. Back in Germany again, with the Porsche 907 long heck. It's a German word for the long tail basically. For what I remember, ER68 Wiki Racing Team, the car absolutely beautiful and stunning, seen I think with the long tail in many fast circuits back then. Was a 2.2 liters almost, with 205 kilowatts, that maybe are 250 horsepower. I do it really in a calculated mental way. Autodelta, that is the brand, the arm of motorsport activities in the 60s and the 70s, founded by Carlo Chiti, a former Ferrari engineer. Year 1970, the models are the 35 and 36 numbered, but the model itself is called T33-3 with a powerful V8 engine of 3 liters, obviously, 313 kilowatts, around 400 horsepower, precisely 420, for a weight of 1,600 pounds that are more or less 900 kilograms. So hopefully a strong contender today. Same category, the beautiful, lovely Donald Healey Motor Company Healey Repco XR37, powered by the all-conquering, all-winning Repco engine in Formula 1. A beautiful car indeed. Last but not least, in the same category, the Matra Simca MS650 with number 30, at the wheel Jean-Pierre Jabouille, Patrick Depailler, number 32 with Jack Brabham and François Sever. As you can see, there is a bit of difference for the final part of the tail. We will see if performances will be affected by this or not between the two. We go back a second in the sports prototype 2 liters to get the contender of the Chevron and of the Porsche 907. Will be a Porsche 906 that maybe you know very well from the mid-60s if you play GT Legends, and I'm sure Dimitar of Turbo Racing knows very well this car and drives very well this car, for sure better than myself. The car was equipped by a 2 liters flat 6 single on-head cam with 12 valves. Very light, very winning in its class. Basically, all the liked Porsches you see today are experiments Porsche had before the 70s, before starting to race the model 917. But we go on with the 5 liters sport prototypes. We will have 3 Ferraris today, officially from the Cefac Ferrari Motorsport division. The 5 with X Bell at the wheel, if I'm not wrong, the 6 with Bell Peterson, so maybe the car with X is not together with Derek Bell, but I don't remember. The number 7, again, I do not remember which was the correct driver, but I just do remember an Italian equipe, maybe the number 7 or the number 6. I will be more precise while racing, sorry, but there are too many to be remembered. Lola, the British company building beautiful cars, unluckily not with us anymore. Scuderia Filippinetti, the Italian one, with a 5 liters Mark 3B with almost 500 horsepower. A more updated model is the 3C of the team Écurie Bonnier, very similar from a graphic point of view, just a bit more powerful, 503.8. Porsche, the 917K, we will see the John Wyer number 20, same team number 22, and with the Martini Racing sponsorship paint scheme, we will have the number 35 seen at Le Mans and at Spa, if I'm not wrong. That's it. As maybe you have seen from the cover, today I will try to drive the Alfa 3 liters number 36. That to me is a sort of revenge, because I want to understand if at Sebring my bad driving style and skills of a 3 liters prototype, that was, I would say, the best compromise so far, because apart from Daytona, where we have won with the Ford GT40, Porsche with the 908 model has won Sebring and has won the Riverside appointment. So for the balance of presence, today Porsche will bring just the high calibers, the 5 liters, the 2.5 liters and the tiny 2 liters, but not the 3 liters, all conquering so far this season. Sorry, it is just a maybe discussable choice, but in my mind was the way to, as said, balance the level of competition until the end of the season, and after 3 races was time to call for a balance of presence. In the FIA WEC WEC World Endurance Championship, the balance of performance is a bit different, more refined. I don't have the knowledge and the skills to change parameters here and there. I just go with, as said, balancing the presence of cars winning too much or brands winning too much, vice versa. Who needs point? Sometimes I like to drive a car, a brand that needs point, trying to help that brand to score more points. And so for this particular occasion, waiting to drive in the future Porsches, Ferraris and so on, I wanted to challenge myself again with what so far seems to be the best compromise between power and weight ratio, and so I want to see myself today in Monza with a 3 liters prototype, what I will achieve. Let's go on track. And talking about going on track, this is the situation for the setup. We will jump warm up and free practice, going directly into qualification. 100% aggression, 29 opponents, starting at 12 with a 1 hour simulating 6 hours. So I would say it's all ready. Let's go to qualify this beauty. So while we accelerate the qualification, we can go to the garage. In the meantime, load what is the car setup that I'm going to show you. Page 1 while I reduce the number of laps available. I would go down also to 5 maybe. This is page 1. This car had 6 gears, something not really common back in those days, and so we will see if it is a great advantage or not. If I think about a 5 liters engine with 5 gears and a 3 liters with 6 gears, I don't know if it will change dramatically, but we will see. This is the rest of the car setup. Let's try to do maybe the qualification now, then we can jump directly on race day. So welcome on board on the Alfa Romeo T33. The car is very noisy, very, I would say, empty at low revs of torque and power, but as every Alfa Romeo engine then goes up in power in the last part of what is the maximum RPM available for this car. But I will shut up, I will warm up tires, and I will let you listen to the very good reproduction of this sound. From now onwards you will get what is the level for each corner, but the track is very easy. Back in the 70s, I mean, it was just main straight line. Curva grande nowadays, curva Biassono. Su Lesmos. Variante del serraglio. Before the variante Ascari, there was this bend where unluckily Alberto Ascari died. In 1956, if I'm not wrong. The back straight, parabolica. Now I shut up to start the qualifying tentative. The gear, putting 7th instead of 5th. Touch the grass. Sorry, I did give up because I noticed tires are too inflated. And also differently from what I do usually, there is a lot of camber. That is not my preferred situation, so maybe I didn't save the last version of the car setup, I don't know. And maybe we can smooth a bit also the front end. Okay, I would go with this figure, but sorry, but there was something wrong with the car sliding here and there. So we can go back to the grid. How many minutes? Oh no, sorry, impossible with what minute, so we can accelerate and do just the other tentative on qualifying 2. Okay, without losing more time. I go now, one tentative, and that's it. Okay, ready for the tentative. What an engine, guys. Yes, let's use the torque at the end of the parabolica. One single tentative. Wide, lost the momentum for a while. Bit of understeer, but it's okay. Let's get a bit of slipstream. Okay, 130.3, it's P13, maybe in the last part of the prototype's pack, but I would say it's okay. Placing our car in P13 and far how many seconds? 4 seconds from Galli Stommelen, Nanni Galli and Rolf Stommelen with the other Autodelta Alfa Romeo T33. I think in the race I will have to be a bit more consistent at least, because 4 seconds of pure performance, where the 3 seconds and a half of difference are not absolutely a nice business card for my performances, but maybe I will solve things properly during race day, at least with the strategy. Let's leave anyway the others to conclude the qualification. I was also looking at what is the category. Yes, apart from the Healy Repco prototype 3 liters, yes, there is a 2 liters Chevron here, and maybe yes, the sports 2 liters is more a prototype with a tiny engine, but I would say together with the two Alfa Romeos Group 2 that are paying quite a toll to the other Group 2 and Group 4 cars, honestly I'm not really satisfied, but I would say at the end 4 seconds in qualifying from the leaders, maybe they can be transformed into something better for the race. So we stop the accelerated time, we save the game. So continuing to race. Ooh, finally a wet race, I'm so happy for this. But without the warm-up we have to invent something, because I can cover how many laps? With 100, almost half of the race with 120 liters. Can I change tires? No, just hard or soft, because they were grooved. So I would go for the hard compound, just I would say soften, sorry, the front end a bit, to maybe have less understeer. Maybe let's go down to 15, and which is the minimum. Okay, 20 or 60. yes, I would go for 45 without testing, but a more gentle front end, and maybe for the first time I can save also a wet setup. Never happened to me in GTR2, so finally a bit of rain is more than welcome. Hard compound hopefully will last until the end to not overheat in case of track drying up. Save the game just to be sure to start from here, and let's go. Wish me luck. Okay, more than happy to have finally a rainy race. I wanted to introduce this feature more often without knowing how unreliable was the engine of GTR2, not showing so often a rainy day. Nice surprise. We will test also the frame rate and so on. Okay, green flag. Trap in front. Who knows if we can go full throttle here? Yes. Strange line they are keeping. Still angry behind on the track. Okay, the top speed is not the best one, let's say. Very slippery. What are they doing here? Everybody in the pit, why? Maybe they didn't have the correct tires. Oops. Okay, the sun is coming out. Maybe the track surface will dry up. So we are at the moment P2. Too long. We just jump on in front with the Lola. using all the revs. It is 9,000. I'm changing gear at 8,000 when the screening arrives. As every Alfa Romeo engine, it's a bit empty below the maximum revs. A surprise also from a strategy point of view, because number one, it is raining with a bit of sun. You can see shades of trees appearing on track, so maybe the track will dry up very quickly if the rain will not continue. Stopped at the pit maybe had the wrong tire choice, maybe soft instead of hard, but hard compound, you can see in the top left corner, are not warming up enough.
Looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3. Looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3.
Many at the pit, there was a Matra and something, the red car was a Ferrari, but anyway, Bonnier, fastest lap, then we beat them by 2/10. So maybe it's a two-chicken race. But I'm not so quicker than Bonnier with the Lola. There is a bit of sun, a bit of shades. Much better my cornering speed than the Lola. Let's try to get the slipstream and smell it. How quick is the Lola on the straights? Look at that. We are at 270, 280. There will be 290, 300, I don't know. And how much swings this car while braking? They stop for tires. Fuel, whatever. Ooh, 4 laps and we are leading the 1000 kilometers reduced to 1 hour of Monza. Let's start to use the torque and save a bit of fuel. We have 20 seconds more or less compared to the following driver as an average. there is the rain coming. I hope in the video is viewable. I forgot to move the brake balance a bit to the rear end of the car. Is coming out now. First overlapped cars, the two Alfa Romeos. Better to change gear and do the downshift, not at high revs. The rear end suffers, not only swinging while braking, but also if gears are introduced at a too high rev level. So situation is, after 10 minutes, weekends. It's 5 seconds far. And maybe they are the only one not didn't stop, sorry, so far. All the others around 20 seconds are the ones who pitted at the start of the race, but maybe they will last until the end, maybe with the strategy, I don't know. Tires are not wearing out too much, but also not going into temperature, so maybe for the final part of the race I will switch to soft compound. Steer. First prototype 3 liters overlapped by myself. The Austin Healy, sorry, the Healy Recto, but they were stopping. Here there is a Ferrari exiting from the pit, number 7, while P14 Mass Stommelin, sorry, retired. Is the Ford Capri 3100, white and blue colored. Hurried weekends are still keeping their nose 5 seconds from me, from us. Oops, lost the car, sorry. Broken? No. And I was seeing in front other two Ferraris prototypes, sorry, 5 liters, if I'm not wrong, not only the number 7 I overlapped. Lost, while braking, and now yes, damages. And here, stupid. And the Porsche of are you? But my goodness. So they were pitting before, they came out the lap before, and now they re-entered. But they are not completely normal, I don't know why. Lost the 5 seconds advantage with the Porsche long tail, Langheck, something similar in German, sorry for my poor German. So lesson number 1, always pass externally, and let's use, like in every endurance race, the traffic. Guys, what are we doing? Okay, passing the traffic before Lesmo corners has been a success. 4.8 seconds regained over the Porsche of Harry Weekends, top right corner. Here we are again, which is the number of this Ferrari. They are quicker. They will not make me live an easy life. Number 5, this is Jackie X. We're going to pass the leader. Do we have to keep an internal line for the braking zone? My goodness, how understeering is this car? The sun has arrived, but I can see tires temperatures go up, even if now the front left tire is consumed by 1/4, as well as the rear left side. Here again with the Ferrari X. Looks like the movie Le Mans of Steve McQueen. I don't know if you know the famous scene where Ferrari and Porsches are catching each other. So for what I see, the rain is so intense that the sun came out almost since the start of the race. It's not drying up enough. The track surface. But they are crazy. Braking this way, and now suspension braking. Which suspension? You lose 95 seconds to repair the damage. Maybe the front left. With rain I must learn to stay far from the others. Because it is absolutely dangerous. And I see Harry Wickens in the pit now. What was that? Okay, now the second in the classification is Max Oliver with the Ford GT40 and Haywood Hobbs still with the GT40. So a good sign, because if the prototype category is this one, first real prototype in the classification. Is position number 5, Harry Wickens. The one that was following us with the white Porsche. Long tail, long heck, maybe. No. As the car is starting to go here and there, not straight anymore. So maybe it's time to change tires. from a conservative point of view and cautious strategy. I want to win this race with a prototype 3 liters. I don't want to take silly risks. We are overlapping our teammates. Yes, alfaromeo 35. Again, a Ferrari or a red Alfa Romeo coming out from the pit. Number 7 and the number 5 of X battling each other. Let's stay far from this internal because I have more than 1 minute of advantage. I can pass them here. How many pit stops are doing Ferraris today? Strange. Or they clash each other and they ruin the bodywork of the car. So maybe they need to stop to repair. Okay, I would go to the pit for the last 25 minutes. I want to run with a repair car because with the suspension broken it is going like this on the stage, and I fear that more or less sooner or later I will catch into someone. Sorry, I will clash with someone. Really? Oh my goodness.
Repairs underway. Hold for go signal.
Wow. So I was diving into the chair. I forgot to deflate a bit.
Hurry up! We're losing positions!
Okay. Sorry, to deflate a bit tires to have more control. Let's see if they will do it or
We've
not.
got a mechanical failure. You better sit tight.
P3. We will for sure go to P4.
Hurry up! We're losing positions!
Okay, here we are.
All clear. Go, go, go.
The first gear doesn't go. Okay. Now, in the last 22 minutes, I will try to be quicker than before, hopefully.
Looks like there's a yellow flag in sector 3.
Because I don't know if X Hollywood Ops and Heseman will stop again. So this one was the BMW GT of Heseman. In front of me just the two Ford GT40s and the Ferrari of X, as a trace, as a draft. Very risky, Marco. They didn't the fuel, 41 liters. No way, I didn't change. No, what a mistake. I didn't add fuel. No. I was so distracted by tires that I didn't notice the amount of fuel available. I will 55 liters. My goodness. Now the thing is, with the 37 liters I am 15 seconds and 9 seconds from the first and second Ford placed today. So maybe I'm gaining something. They do not stop. I'm not going to finish any better than third place. If they stop, I can stop to refuel, because with 1 minute and a half per lap I need 10 laps of coverage. Sorry, 15 laps of coverage. Oliver Pitt. Bonnier Lens and Higher retired. This one is the Ford GT40 of Henry Hobbs. I don't think I will cover with 5 laps coverage the rest of the race. I mean, I can try to save fuel, because in a way we are back first. We will not lose all the revs. Maybe we will also lift and coast a bit. Wait a minute. I can lose all the time that I want while I'm going to save fuel. Why not? Sorry, we have... No, I cannot arrive to do that. Because 15 minutes will be covered with the... We have 4 laps of coverage. There will be 6 laps. 6 laps. Are 6 minutes of race. Okay. So we will have a way to stop. before the end of the race. But the more I... Sorry. This is the couple X Oliver that with the pit lost one lap. So the more I gain from the more I gain from time point of view, the more I can afford the pit. This one was Joseph third, second placed. So we had one full lap as advantage compared to all the other contenders. I can choose to leave them constant until the end of the race, but I will not finish the race with this amount of fuel. Another pit is mandatory. What we can do is maybe just load 45 liters. Yes, we stop the next lap. We do the pit stop with all the calm of this world. Then someone will explain me the effect of the sun and the shades of the trees on track while the night is approaching, the evening, and it is still raining. Initially I was thinking it was a mixed weather graphic attitude, but at this point I would have expected to have all the reflex, all the wet surface. Yes. Okay, they were not ready again, so hopefully we will not lose.
Careful on these new tyres and don't forget to warm the brakes up.
At least we don't have to repair the car. 70 seconds, X Oliver, 69. What a silly mistake. If I lose this race is because I've been so stupid to not...
All clear. Go, go, go.
First gear. The night is approaching and there is the sun effect on the track. races. This is a conversion from GP Legends or Alpha, I don't remember. Anyway, let's cruise more or less until the end. Probably to screw up the race. All the tires now, I remember. I'm so stupid. I am the taking over at the endurance races, I'm sure. So as I was seeing, this is a track converted from GP Legends or R-Factor, I don't remember. So maybe there are missing bits of graphic. Sorry, I didn't know this. Never tried to race before now. So apart from my hysteria from strategy point of view, we are 20 seconds clear from X Oliver with the Ford GT40. Then X, I suppose it is the BMW. 24 bars. Helmut Ops is the other Ford GT40. Hazeman is the Ford Capri or the other BMW, don't remember. Then Galimberti with the Tomato Pantera. Müller, Van Lennep, I don't remember which car they are driving. X, Peter Schetti is the first Ferrari, number 5. C4 retard now with the Porsche 998. Brabham Severt is the Matra, so the first 3 meters prototype like the one we are driving. Another pit stop for the number 75. Also Brabham Severt are pitting. Okay, 44 seconds left, 24. The advantage of X Oliver. I don't want to take the risk to I know it's just 15 seconds left, but I will do another lap regardless. I could have waited, but I don't trust this type of strategy. While Redman Siffert P15 are scoring the fastest lap time of the race, but who cares? And so, like in Daytona, here prototypes struggle a lot. And for what I read, the top 5 positions, 6 positions are all thanks to the Grand Tourers. At this point it doesn't matter because this fortunate way we clinch the 1000 kilometers of Monza, originally lasting almost 6 hours here. Just one. Oh my goodness. I must admit, the situation with prototypes doing many pit stops should be solved in some way, because it's not normal to see so many prototypes running so low on fuel, or maybe just having a bug. So if you play the converted Monza 1970 for GTR2 and Power and Glory, this is maybe the surprise if you run this mod that honestly didn't have any issue with the previous 3 tracks like Daytona, Riverside and Sebring. But I never try races before recording them because I like to have also the surprise, as you may imagine, like for you watching the first time a race. I would like to prepare too much in details everything, and then in some way just record a pre-tested race, a pre-tested track, etc. So at least we put another win on a classic track with a classic format in our fake endurance career, winning easily, I would say, today against all the GTs, because the prototypes were, the first one is Schetti, 8th, and then Harriet Wick did not finish. Position 9 was the long tail white Porsche at the beginning of the race at our back. And so yes, believe it or not, it's a victory at Monza with an Alfa Romeo. How many did not finish? Wow, after a few laps. Look at how many. Engine, fuel, crash. My goodness. So let's start with the security side. Who arrived at the end? Us. Then Schetti with the Ferrari 5 liters. Harriet Wiki with the prototype Porsche 907 long tail 2.5 liters. 4th, Brabham Severt with the Matra. 5th, Henderson Wolf with the Chevron B16. 6th, if I do it correctly, Bonnier's Perry Lola T70. 7th, Joseph Fert with the Porsche 906. 8th, Redman Siffert, the Porsche 917K, as well as LaRousse and Van Lennep with the other John Wyer Porsche. Maybe they crashed at lap 24, that was the moment where at the start finish line there was a mess. And Gallish Tommelen, anyway, our teammates, finished 10th for the prototype. Let me check again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. Group 4 and Group 2, let's say Grand Tourers combined. X Oliver first with the Ford GT40. Second victory in the season for the Ford GT40. Bell X with the BMW 24 valves. Highwood Ops closing the podium with the other Ford GT40. Hesemann Kester with the other BMW 4th. Galimberti Gottifredi 5th with the Tommaso Pantera. 6th Müller Van Lennep with the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR. Bertinsham Toussaint with Alfa Romeo Giulia 2000 GTA, the red one, not the orange one, retired in Parabolica. 7th place. 8th is, let's go down, Hans Heyer with the Carrera RSR 3.0, the Martini sponsored one. 9th is Robert Hahn with the Porsche 914. Hesemann Facetti, Alfa Romeo Giulia, added at the 9th position. 10th, the Ford Capri RS 2600. Let's redo the calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9th, 10th. So these are the top 10 for both classes, prototypes versus Grand Tourers or anyway Tourers cars. Drivers best lap times. Okay, Under the Rain was just 1 second far from Redman Siffer that did score the best lap time at the end of the race. Lola 5 liters, Porsche 5 liters, 2.5 liters. Yes, anyway, maybe I did a bit better than qualification, but wow, was quite a decent performance, more about consistency, but this time I was not so far from the best lap times. I just wanted to see, I did 2 pit stops, lap 21 and lap 30. Here there is a missing lap, why, who knows? Okay, let's see, for example, the first prototype, X Schetti, Porschetti. They did a pit stop each lap, including the lap 7. Then they ran smoothly until lap 20. Then again they did another pit stop lap 21, maybe for a crash, who knows. Then they did run smoothly until lap 30, 2 minutes 38. Then they retired. Let's see also the other prototype, Harriet Wiki. Okay, start, run smoothly. They do a lot of pit stops here. Lap 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, at this point there is a bug regarding the AI racing line, because it's impossible that they do 10 pit stops like this. I mean, so the win in this race has been handed over to myself very easily. The Matra the same. 1 pit stop each lap. Then they did run smoothly, best personal. Then lap 20 and 21, 2 pit stops like in the last 28th lap. Okay, let's see another prototype, then I stop, I promise. The Lola of Bonnier Spurley. They did run smoothly, then 1, 2, 3, 4 pit stops. Run smoothly, 1, 2 pit stops. 1, 2, 3 pit stops. Every lap they were going to the pit. Such a strange, and sorry, this thing didn't happen, for example, to X Oliver, I suppose. First lap, they did run smoothly, they didn't stop, they did stop here, lap 25, and then never until the end, okay? So maybe also Bell X with the BMW, the same, they did run smoothly until lap 20, 3 minutes 12 seconds, then they finished the race, okay? Sorry, for curiosity reason, Hollywood Ops, they did run with their pace. They stopped at lap 26 and then they went to the end regularly. So just strangely the prototypes here are doing this silly thing. Let's get, for example, at this point, regardless, the Chevron, for example, it is a prototype. They did run consistently pit stop lap 11, but again pit stop lap 12, 13, 14, 15. These are lap times, I mean, so long to have 1 minute of stop in between. That's strange. And at the end, the same. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to explain. It's the first time that happens something like this. I was wondering if it was forced by the fact that these mods don't have slick tires and rain tires. They have just hard and soft compound, but they were grooved like it was in the 70s. So nothing different from what, for example, we have used today. So I don't know how to consider this apart from a bug maybe of the track at this point, more than a bug coming from the mod, because the same mod has been run at Daytona, Riverside, Sebring, at Le Mans also as a test last year, and was perfectly running. So maybe this track has something strange from a grip or I don't know, a performance point of view. So sorry, I didn't know it. It's the first time I try a race while I'm recording, so there's something wrong, or anyway I would say silly enough to be also strange enough. But regardless of this, we have won a race. It's okay, whatever the reason. We'll follow the classification updated. The next episode, if I succeed on making it work properly on my computer, will be the Targa Florio, maybe, so a sort of more of a rally than a race altogether, but I would like to add it and make it work on this theme regarding the 70s. If not, I will go on with the other races, and maybe at the end of the season I will do a Targa Florio, or at least as soon as it will work properly, because so far hasn't been possible to run even a practice session on the Targa Florio for Power and Glory. Maybe it's my computer is not the conversion. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Merci beaucoup, danke schön, muchas gracias, arigato, arigato, arigato. It's always beautiful to win, even when a victory is easily handed over in a manner like this. Maybe this lucky side will finish starting from the next race, and not only about around the world in 24 hours, but at least we have discovered that if you play the Monza 1970 edition, maybe there is this bug, at least with this mod, with prototypes, and prototypes are coming from Le Mans Classic mod that you can find on the race department and so on the web, I mean. So bear in mind, just in case you think to organize a race and record it like I did so far. But thank you very much anyway. It has been a pleasure and absolutely an honor to at least offer you a possible recreation, more or less, not accurately historic, but a recreation of the 1000 kilometers of Monza. As said at the beginning with the picture-in-picture, there is a beautiful book available still on the web, written by Jürgen Barth, a famous racer of that magic era of the 60s and the 70s. And it's an incredible book full of notions and nice views of the 1000 kilometers. It's a beautiful memory of what was the 1000 kilometers of Monza, also named Trofeo Caracciolo, remembering the good memory of a great politician helping Italy to get rid of Nazis during World War II. And so also this race was more or less held between March, April and May, for what I remember. So it was the right period also to place this race together with the WEC I've raced 2 episodes ago, before the Formula 1 Challenge episode published before this one. We'll follow, as said, the classification updated and also rearranged from a graphical point of view, with a bit more of notions, not just the points scored. And so what else? See you very soon in the next episode on our channel iKeysRacing. Thank you very much for subscribing, pushing the like button and voting for the polls in the community area. I hope to see you very soon. I wish you the best wishes and best luck to you all. Remember to stay into keen racing, and from Marco, from Monza, from 1970 version of Monza possessed by something, by a poltergeist. See you very soon and stay very well. Ciao. See you very soon. Bye bye. Ciao. Grazie.